look, guys, y'all got money in capital. You got money borrowed from banks. You're paying them interest, but you aren't paying any interest to your own capital. Capital has a cost. Act like it. Observe that.
So Nelson, we're going to talk about use it or lose it and the concept of EVA or economic value add. Can you share with us from your perspective what this concept of EVA amounts to?
It's September 1993. Son was in Korea, South Korea, for 4 years, long in there. Mary and I went there for the month of September and spent that month. When we come back here, there's all that mail that came that month that we were gone, ruffling through all that. And here's the second issue of Fortune magazine. I got to be one of the stupidest guys in this world. I took Fortune magazine for 35 years before I realized that I was wasting my time and money wading through 24 issues per year plus 2 bonus issues to find one decent article, because all the articles was about, look how good old Ken Lay is doing with Enron down in Houston. Look how good old Bernie Evans is doing with WorldCom in Mississippi. Look how good old Richard Scrushy is doing with Health South here in Birmingham, Alabama, which he spent prison time along with ex-governor who's still in prison. But anyway, here's that second issue and the feature article cover story. EVA. Economic Value Added, concept put together by Stern Stewart consulting firm in New York. It's on our website. You can find it there. And I encourage everybody to memorize that thing. It's that important because Stern Stewart's making a ton of money teaching big businesses like Coca-Cola, CSX Railroad, Briggs & Stratton Engines, Quaker Oats et al. That, look, guys, y'all got money in capital. You got money borrowed from banks. You're paying them interest, but you aren't paying any interest to your own capital. Capital has a cost. Act like it. Observe that. Now, Sean Tully, the guy who's writing this article, said that this is easily one of the most basic principles that ever came along, but it's been treated as if this is new and so forth. But no, it's been there day one. But somehow or another people have overlooked this big time. Well, this is a story of mankind that has always been there. One of the early books that I got into when I first got in the life insurance business was, he was pointing out how in civilization, there was a period of time when people knew how to make asphalt, and later on they forgot how to do it. Weird things like that happen. Well, this same sort of phenomenon happened out there in the financial world. And so Stern Stewart comes up with this idea that unless you're earning as much, you could be putting the money at work at interest somewhere. And unless you're earning more than that, you're not showing a profit. It's that simple.
What I liked on
Now, that means that stockholders perceived that this is a business that's going to keep getting better every day, no matter what. Jason, we have just defined life insurance. Our cash values have been growing today. Now, tomorrow they're going to be growing. When y'all on the way home, in a few days, it's going to be growing while you're there, always growing. All right. But you see, they didn't understand this. And so you end up with a weird thing like this. Lo and behold, a few years after that, maybe 5, I'm doing a seminar in Westchester County, New York. And of all things, one of the participants there in this attending the seminar was middle management with Stern Stewart consulting firm. Can you imagine what went through my mind? Man, I'm going to be able to get this across to these folks. Well, that's how stupid I was. It didn't dawn on me that if they understood what I'm talking about, that their whole business model disappeared. Because all they had to do was tell people to go to CSX Railroad and buy life insurance, high-priced life insurance on all 35,000 employees. Now, the higher the price, the better. Now, in a couple of years, they have a ton of money on hand. They need some locomotives. They call the agent and say, hey, send me $50 million. We want to buy some locomotives. Well, the agent, that's one of our practitioners, says, okay, here's the agreed time frame to pay this back, okay? Now, the insurance company wants 5. I'm going to make you up an amortization table for 7, maybe 8. All right. Now, isn't it obvious? Isn't it obvious that they're going to pay off the loan before they finish the schedule? If they don't finish the schedule, are they obeying what Nellie is teaching?
No.
What's the solution? Another policy on all 35,000 employees. Now, do you guys know a town that has a population of 35,000 people? Nacogdoches, Texas is. I go there regularly. They have a newspaper. From time to time, I look at the newspaper. There's always been an obituary column. In a town that size, somebody died every week. You know, if CSX Railroad did that, they'd have a death claim every week, tax-free. Talking about a microcosm, talking about an aquarium.
If I may, Nelson.
But do they think this way?
Right.
Does any home office think this way?